Hi everyone, this is Kathleen.
And I am Nick, and welcome to the very first episode of About Time.
And to give you a quick background on what made us decided to create this account, I have my own YouTube account which is called Planting Seeds. Basically, what I share there are my experience in life and my perspective, my opinions, and what I would like to suggest to the people uh, who are experiencing a lot of challenges during this pandemic time. And because what I share there are basically my opinion and my perspective. And Nick and I decided to collaborate. And Nick is only 22 years old, so it would be great to hear from his generation. How are they coping up during this time? What are their perspectives, and what are the thoughts that he would like to share to his generation, and then in my generation too. And in the future, our plan is to actually invite guests from different generations so that we would hear different wisdom and knowledge and really gain life experience, or how are we going to cope up in different life scenarios and situations.
Right, and I'm just really excited to be working with Caillou about this. I've known Caillou for quite a long time, and I reached out to her actually last week because I wanted to do this, and I think she's the perfect partner to be doing this with because I learned about her YouTube page, and she already is doing this, and I wanted to be doing the same especially during this time that I think it's most important to be speaking in behalf of other people from my generation into hers. It started when I was watching a video online and I see people who are talking about how they're coping and how they're adjusting. And also read comments about the struggles that they experience and comments as well of other people who try to encourage them and tell them to think positive all the time. And I want to be doing the same to those who, or we would like to be doing the same for those who need to hear other perspectives, and help support everyone too, and try to also try
Right.
to share whatever we've learned from the experiences we've had.
Right, and I like that you share that. This really interests you the most because your generation sees things differently. In my generation, we see things differently too, and we are trying to reach out to all generations to make sure that we're not just helping one specific audience, but we are catering to everyone because this situation that we're all in, it's not just one. Every age group is really experiencing some challenges. So last Friday, we decided to post three questions in our Facebook page. So the goal, or Nick and I decided to post questions, topics, or possible scenarios that we would like to talk about every Friday. And the goal of the page is to really post the videos every Monday. So, Nick, let's talk about the first question that we posted in our page, which is, how are you feeling?
Right, and we actually got a lot of responses really from our friends, and we'd like to be reading some of those. It's really just to check in and see how they're doing mentally and emotionally. And one answer we got is they feel anxious most of the time because and worried at the same time because they don't know how long this is gonna last. And some also say that they're kind of happy, or they're happy because they're able to spend more time with their family, um, but really still not used to this setup.
Mm. Yeah, and I also received one private message from one of our subscribers, and she particularly shared that she's really anxious and agitated about this situation. It's because she's pregnant, and it's challenging. It makes her feel extra cautious on who to talk to, who she mingled with, and it's hard for her because she wanted to stay healthy for herself and for the baby too, but she's just afraid to just be out there and you know be with people, and it's hard. It's hard, and I get it. It's very easy to feel worried about the current situation right now because the enemy is invisible. We can't see it. We just have to be
Right.
really extra cautious.
Right. And I think the feeling that
So
they,
in your generation, sorry, go on.
yeah, I was saying that the feeling that they have is actually what we all feel. Most of us feel because we really don't know what's going on next, and it's normal, I think.
Right. And I guess in my generation, or rather let's put myself there out there. In my case, I'm okay. At for the first 2 weeks, I wasn't. And it's again, it's easy to just be looking at all the challenges and not look at it in a different perspective or in a different point of view. So I get that we're receiving a lot of comments that they're not okay, and they're still not okay even up to this point. So that's understandable, and that's a valid feeling.
Right. And when some also said that they're feeling better compared before because they get to spend more time with their family, which is actually very positive, right? Because they may not be feeling
Right.
that good when they're away from their family, and some of them just really feel better this time.
Right. And it's nice to hear that some of them, are really, uh, what do you call that? With their family, and they're feeling grateful about it and happy about it. So now let's move on to the second question. What do you miss the most?
Right. Let's see. I'll choose. And I know there's a lot of you who really shared your thoughts and really cooperated with in this, but I'll just be reading random and maybe the most
Mhm.
common ones so that we can talk more about it. Um, One of the most common responses that we got is that they miss hanging out with their friends. Some may say that they miss working in the office because their friends are in the office.
I see. Well, what about you, Nick? Do you also feel the same way or somehow miss the same thing, just like the few responses that we receive from our subscribers?
Absolutely. I'm that kind of person. During my rest days and whenever I have available time, I really get to spend it with my friends more than really my family. And because I think that's what's normal is that it's a way for us to distress and to really get away from our work life, right? Especially if you get stressed. And
Mm.
you'd really miss that during this time because it's been a long time. It's been 5 months, 4 or 5 months that we've not been seeing each other and doing the same thing that we were doing.
Uh, well, I get that, and I understand that in your generation, the younger ones rather, would really like to hang out, be in the mall, be with friends, and just really chill. I guess in my generation, um, we like to travel. That's what we like most. Either alone or with family, or it can be with friends. But we also value our me time or our alone time. So it wasn't that hard. I miss my friends, but it wasn't, I guess, that challenging compared to the younger generation. I've talked to some of the older friends that actually they didn't miss going out that much because they feel that they have been indoors and really just spending time alone. And so that those are different perspectives. So, and our last question that we posted in our Facebook page was, what are your realization during this time?
Right. We got quite a lot of same realizations. We have one is
Well,
about,
what about you, Nick? Maybe let's hear it from you.
okay, I'll go for the same answers
What are
that
your
we got. Um, right. So as I was saying, it's the same realization that they have. It's more of really saving up and preparing because this is something that we don't know when to expect, right? And also taking care of health because it's most important. And I think we only get to realize this really during or after a situation already happened. But this is one way for us to learn that these are actually something that we can do in advance, so that
Mm,
when I talk about saving up, it's not only for you, right? Because maybe you get to save a bit to help and really extend and share what you can share, especially to those who don't have the same privilege that we have.
I
Well,
see.
how
You
about
know
you?
what? That's interesting. Because in my case, well, before this time happened, I used to have two jobs. Besides being a leadership trainer, I am also a part-time makeup artist. So what I do before is basically to save, and I wasn't able to really pay attention to my health, my own self, and my main goal before was to just save a lot of money,
Hmm.
not just for myself but for my kids too. But then when this time happened, I was able to really take a pause and realize that if I'm not going to take care of myself and I'm not going to love myself unconditionally, then I won't be able to share what I have, because I need to learn how to unconditionally accept myself, love
Hmm.
myself, and appreciate that what I have in this moment. Appreciate the time that I have with my loved ones, with my friends, and whoever I'm with. It's because saving up. And here's the thing. What you shared earlier. You said you want to save up for the future. That's what
Hmm.
I was doing before. But then again, during this quarantine time, I realized that no one really knows what's going to happen in the future. No one really knows what's going to happen tomorrow. But and because of that, we all tend to just focus and save, and oh, I need to save for my future, and so on and so forth.
Hmm.
But then we tend to forget to live in the moment, to appreciate what's in front of us, to really just live and see everything and be grateful with what you have. And it's easy to do that before, but right now it kind of forces everyone to slow down, take a pause, and really see things on a different point of view and a different perspective. And which is why I was sharing this in my YouTube account too, that I used to not pay attention to myself. Like I would give to my loved ones, to my friends, but I would always forget myself. And then during this quarantine, I realized that if I don't have enough love to myself, if I don't accept and love myself unconditionally, then I won't be able to reciprocate and give the right love to the people who needs it the most. So it's more of inner reflection, I guess, that's what happened to me.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more because really you have all this time to be realizing stuff, to be realizing what has happened, what's going on, and how you get to think of what was I missing, or what was I not able to do before that I think I could have taken advantage of, because I think there could be I'm not saying all opportunities are something to grab or something that you'd like to really try, but most of it, and if you feel that you can do it, an opportunity comes and you feel that, oh, I think it's something that I can do, it's something um, that I can learn from, and then there's a holdback, right? I think those are things that you get to think about. Why did I hold back? Um, and I think it's also one of the realizations I have, that when those are available, then go for it. When you have time to be exploring other things, then go for it as long as it benefits you and you find the value.
Right. And to share a question I learned um, during my experience through this journey, and because you mentioned something about grabbing opportunities if you can, and I learned this question through online courses that one of the online courses I enrolled before, and
Hmm.
it asks a question which resonates me the most, and I think this will resonate to everyone. It doesn't matter in what age group you belong to. I wrote it down, and the question is this: does this support the life that I want? So
Wow, that's
in every decision that I'm doing right now, okay, does this support the life that I want? If no, then I'm not gonna spend my time and energy with it. But if it does, if the answer is yes, then what do I need to do to achieve that, to get to that? So it's a good realization, and it's a good way for me to think on my goals and my plans, and really to savor the moment on how am I going to do it. We all have the luxury of time now, which we didn't have before. And I think it's the perfect time for everyone to really just slow down and really plan it through. There's a lot
mhm.
of things that we can do right now. So I think I just want to share it because I think that's really a great question to ask ourselves every time that we are about to make a decision.
Right, and I think it's really connected to what I said earlier about grabbing opportunities. It's more of you understanding if it's really something you can benefit from, and I mean it's not as easy as thinking, can I get just thinking in 5 or 10 minutes, what are the things you can get out of that opportunity? It would really take time for you to assess it, because when your answer to that very, very powerful question that you brought up is a no, it doesn't end right there, right? It's a no, and why is it a no? You weigh the risks, you weigh the the positive and the negative sides of it, and which could help you make the best decision for yourself.
And thank you for sharing that. It's really nice to hear that um, how your generation thinks differently and how my generation thinks differently. And I'm really excited for our future videos to invite guests from different generations to hear their thoughts too, and maybe we can learn, because I did learn um, things from you, and which in my case, not everything. I wouldn't say that I know a lot of things. I'm still in that learning process, and to accept what are the things that we need to work on and to learn from different people is really an eye opener for everyone. And I really hope that everyone who will be watching our videos would come to think of that. And it's nice that we have this kind of platform to just share with everyone. And again, if you think that you have topics that you would like to discuss, for us to discuss and talk about, and or if you have suggestions and comments, please post it in our Facebook page, which is about time. We would love to
Mhm.
hear from you, and of course, well, make sure to subscribe and click that bell notification. We will be posting videos every Monday. Nick and I will make sure to read your comments, your suggestions, and your feedback to make sure that we will be able to improve. Because, like what Nick said, this is our very first
I
video
know.
together, right? Um, so don't uh, don't be shy. Share your thoughts, and if you have if you would like to share your opinion about today's topic and the three questions that we posted, of course, please do so. Do it in our Facebook page. We will post this video in our YouTube account too. And Nick will also be posting quite a deeper thought on his side on his own YouTube account, and I will do the same thing in my own YouTube account, which is
Mhm.
Planting Seeds. And this is Kathleen again, and thank you so much for watching and staying with us.
Right, and thank you so much too. And just to add to what Kathleen said, for further answers or responses that we're not able to really discuss right now, we'll make sure that we still go through it and share how we feel and what our thoughts are about them. And yeah, again, I am Nick, and I think it's about time to say goodbye and see you again next week.
Bye!